Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unmanned. Hidron stratospheric glider completes record-setting flight. Schiebel Camcopter S-100 completes successful flight trials. And Ocean Unmanned provides drone training for NOAA. Welcome to Aero-News Network's Airborne-Unmanned, a weekly news program covering all things unmanned. In partnership with AUVSI, the Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International. I'm Sophie Herlock. UAVOS and Stratodynamics Hidron stratospheric glider completed a record-setting stratospheric flight and achieved several Canadian aviation milestones, including the highest altitude flight of a UAS or RPAS, the first UAS above 29,000 feet in Class A airspace, and the first release of a UAS from a scientific gondola in Canada. The Hidron was launched from the Timmins Victor M Power Airport via the CSA scientific gondola at 10 p.m. on August 31st. The mission plan was to release the Hidron from the gondola between an altitude of 30 to 37 kilometers. Once released, the Hidron was expected to follow a preset flight plan and land at Iroquois Falls Airport. The Hidron was released at around 12:30 a.m. on September 1st at an altitude of 111,434 feet. UAVOS says it performed well in difficult headwinds, as well as in negative 60 degrees Celsius stratospheric conditions, with its Unmanned detector recording single-pixel data in a near-moonless night sky. Now it's time for today's Unmanned Minute, where we'll be taking a quick look at some news making rounds of the unmanned vehicle communities. NASA's next step for realizing UAM begins in 2020, with preparations for a series of activities called the Grand Challenge. The goal of this challenge is to promote public confidence in UAMs and help organizations learn what it takes to operate air vehicles in an urban environment safely. NASA will ask participants what will be the most helpful to you and synthesize their Grand Challenge experiences to answer the question. The timeline for this challenge will be based solely on when participants tell NASA they have ready to test technologies. GEO Huntsville and the UAS Information Sharing and Analysis Organization are preparing for the inaugural Southeast Regional UAS Rodeo. The rodeo will be a 2-day event designed to give UAS pilots involved in public safety activities a full-scale training, skill building, and competitive environment to share their knowledge in UAS operations. The event will be held October 9th through the 10th at the Public Safety Training Academy in Huntsville, Alabama. Safran Helicopter Engine ZF Luftfahrt Technik GmbH and MT Propeller have agreed to cooperate on a new turboprop engine intended for European unmanned applications. This 100% European turboprop will be based on Safran's Ardiden 3 and use technologies matured through its TechTP technological demonstrator. Within this partnership, NT Propeller will be responsible for the propeller and ZFL for the propeller and accessory gearbox. Over the last year, the U.S. Marine Corps' Marine Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Squadron 1 blazed a trail of firsts and was awarded the 2018 Marine Corps Aviation Association Unmanned Aircraft Squadron of the Year. A major component of the squadron's accomplishment included the use of the MQ-9A Reaper UAS, which to date has flown over 4,800 flight hours of direct support reconnaissance over a 12-month period. Now back to the rest of the news. After being chosen for test trials by the Border and Coast Guard Division of the Finnish Border Guard, Schiebel's Camcopter S-100 VTOL UAS performed a 5-day maritime surveillance demonstration aboard Offshore Patrol Vessel Turva. Day and night, the S-100 completed scenarios including searching, locating, and recognizing objects, as well as surveillance for maximum situational awareness. In addition to top Finnish Border Guard officials, representatives of the Finnish Defense Forces, Finnish Customs, the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, as well as Finnish Meteorological Institute attended the event. The test is part of the ongoing Valvonta 2 project, which is led by the Finnish Border Guard and funded by European Maritime Fisheries Fund. The Camcopter S-100, a compact unmanned helicopter, offers a high degree of versatility. To comply with its assigned tasks, the S-100 was equipped with the state-of-the-art L3 Harris West Cam MX-10 electro-optical infrared camera, the Overwatch Imaging PT-8 Ocean Watch Wide Area Maritime Surveillance payload, and an automatic identification system receiver. Oceans Unmanned, in partnership with DARTDrones, recently trained 7 NOAA ship officers and navigation response team members on drone operations at the NOAA Maritime Operations Center in Newport, Oregon. The successful 2-day training included classroom instruction and hands-on flights focused on vessel-based research and mapping missions. Students practiced launch and recovery procedures and programmed mapping missions from the deck of a NOAA ship while alongside the maritime facility. This training is the first step to more broadly integrating drone operations for a variety of missions across the NOAA fleet. NOAA is integrating small drones aboard their survey ships for near-shore and shoreline feature charting by supporting or augmenting traditional shoreline verification and mapping techniques used by hydrographic survey field units. Students were trained and certified on the DJI Mavic and Phantom series and introduced to the larger Matrice 210 RTK drones. And that's it for this week's episode of Airborne-Unmanned. Please don't forget to subscribe, tweet, and like us. If you want more information on the innovative world of all things unmanned, then just head over to auvsi.org and airborne-unmanned.net. Thank you so much for watching, and come back tomorrow for an episode of Airborne Unlimited.